All negative across the
particularly
board.
that Valrico Bob. My mother knows his wife, and that jerk was in the Marines for 21 years and 3 months, and he was a cook.
A cook?
Yes, sir.
Valrico Bob was a
cook. The only time he ever held a rifle was in boot training.
Or to stir the stew with.
I don't know. He's
a cook. Valrico Bob was a cook for 21 years and 3 months.
And he talks about how great he was and how great the Marines are. He doesn't even know where the Marines were. He was in the back lines making spaghetti or something.
Oh, the truth be known, a cook.
I wish he would call in and admit to that and get rid of all this garbage he's putting out.
Unreal. A cook.
Yeah. He tells it like it is, doesn't he?
Hey, maybe Murphy will have him on as, one of the great chefs of Tampa.
Well, yeah, it'd be a come down to his program, but I mean, what the heck, why not?
Last two, personal preference aside, the Democratic presidential candidate will be...
I think it'll be an unknown.
An unknown and...
As of this time.
Last but not least, has the Mad Dog mellowed.
Yes, sir. I think he's got some things on his mind, and he's just not concentrating hard enough.
Guys, you're just too hard on me, man. You're just too hard on me.
I know. Well, you're a fine man, but you've got to get all this other stuff out of the way.
Well, thank you for that valuable information about Valrico Bob, the cook.
Isn't that something?
Chef Bob.
And my mother doesn't fib.
Take care.
Okay.
Now here's more with WFLA's Bob Lassiter.
Did you hear that?
What?
That Valrico Bob is a cook?
No, I didn't hear that.
Last caller says he spent 21 years and 3 months in the Marines as a cook.
Ah.
Do you have any idea who Valrico Bob is?
Yes, I do.
Oh, you do? I get this great mental image. Do you ever read Beetle Bailey? Cookie?
Yes, Cookie.
Or the guy with a T-shirt with his sleeves rolled up, the cigarette dangling out of his mouth, ashes dropping into the food.
It's
got to be exactly what he looks like.
I would picture Cookie to sound just like Valrico Bob.
Exactly. From now on, no more Valrico Bob. It's Valrico Cookie.
All right.
Hey, Cookie, what do you want? All right. Well, thank you, Yvonne.
You're welcome, Bob.
Hey, take care there, lady. 2:32 the time. The lines are full. I don't know why. Fran in Tampa. Fran, you're on the air at WFLA.
Oh, I'm glad. I've only been waiting 54 minutes to talk.
It's 56, actually.
Talk to him. Talk to him. Hey!
Yes?
I think she went to sleep.
Who went to sleep?
This lady's been waiting here for an hour to talk to you. She listens to your show every day.
Wait, do you mean you've been holding the phone for somebody else for an hour?
Yeah. She's crippled and she's in bed and she listens to your program every day.
Mm-hmm.
And she said it's really been good up to the last couple of days.
The program has really been good up until the last couple of days.
Yes, and then you've had nothing interesting.
Nothing interesting. Didn't have anything interesting the last couple of days.
And you really are really insulting. And I don't know what happened to you lately. You've been so nice.
I've been so nice?
Yes.
But do you want me to insult you?
No, I don't want you to insult me, but I enjoy
see. You want me to insult somebody else. Oh, sure, you're one of those. Don't insult me. Insult everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Uh-huh. Well, how about if I beat up on you a little bit,
No.
No? Why not?
Well, I just, she enjoys listening to you. We sit here and listen to you every day. But
well, maybe she'd get a big kick out of if I sat here and insulted you.
No, here, you can insult her.
Oh, I see. Yeah, put some poor sick lady on the phone and let me beat up on her.
Go ahead. I can take you.
No, I'm not going.
Nothing wrong with my mind, buddy.
I didn't say there was. It's your friend, obviously. Wants me to insult you. I'm not going to do that.
I wish you would.
You wish I would? Why?
Yeah, because you appeal to me.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
I'm a married man.
That's all right. I am, too.
Okay. Did you want to...
Stuttering. How come Bob Lassiter is stuttering?
My teeth are loose.
I can't believe that.
My teeth are loose. That's the problem.
You sound very sexy.
I forgot the dental cream this morning, and so the teeth are kind of slipping.
God. No, really. You've been a real disappointment the last week.
Real disappointment the last week.
Yeah, you had fire in you, but you must have been cut down. Your station must have cut you down.
Yeah, they did.
That's the way I see it.
Yeah. Yeah,
Because you were really, really great.
came in and said I have to be nice to everybody, or else they'll fire me.
No.
Desperately need the job.
If they fire you, I will never listen to that station.
Well, I'm going to be
Because
nice. I have no choice. I have to be nice, so they won't fire me.
No, you're public. I understand what you're doing, and you're.
You understand what I'm doing. I don't understand what I'm doing.
You're bringing yourself down to the level of people living in Tampa.
Bringing myself down to the level of people living in Tampa.
Yeah.
Trying to aspire to the level of people living in Tampa.
The level of intelligence in Tampa is so damn low, and you know darn well that you're coming down to their level, but you're laughing at them, and I laugh at them too.
Laughing at them?
Yeah.
No, don't laugh at them. I sometimes dab my eyes at the end of the show with a tissue, but...
Nah, you and I think the same way, believe it or not.
We do?
Yeah, because we're both intelligent, and you can't bring up an intelligent issue, so I don't want you to leave. But are you originally from New Jersey?
Yes, I am, right outside of Philadelphia.
Well, I'm from New Jersey, too.
Oh, whereabouts?
Springfield.
Springfield. I'm not familiar with Springfield.
Pardon?
I'm not familiar with that town. Where is it?
That's near Plainfield, Union.
Oh, okay, up in the northern part of the state.
But Springfield is a small town. But people up north are sharp. Down here, they're dull. I really feel that I don't want you to leave the station. I really don't. I enjoy you.
Well, thank you, Fran. I appreciate the call.
Okay.
Take care.
No insults?
Pardon?
Oh, damn it. No insults.
No insults, Fran. Okay, John in Gulfport. John, you're on the air at WFLA.
Yo.
Yo, hey, you must be from Philly, huh?
Yeah.
Yo.
I'd like
right.
the quiz.
You would like to take the quiz. All right, first question. How many cubic feet? Oh, you didn't want that quiz?
No.
Oh, all right. Who best exemplifies the American spirit?
Clint Eastwood.
Don't understand. What about Kevin Kennelly?
Oh, God. Sounds like a weirdo to me.
Who best exemplifies the American politician?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan best exemplifies the American He's one of a kind. Who else is like Reagan?
Bush.
The little guy ain't nothing like Reagan. Who best exemplifies the American dream girl?
Moolah.
Moolah. All right, another vote for the fabulous one. And they don't call her fabulous for nothing. Who best exemplifies the American clergyman?
Swaggart.
Jimbo Swaggart. Who best exemplifies the American male?
Ollie.
Ollie?
Ollie.
Who do you trust the most with your life?
Ronnie.
Ronnie. You trust Ronnie with your life?
Sure.
It's amazing. It just dawned on me yesterday. I hadn't really thought about it, but most people in this area would be more than willing to strip all 76-year-old people of their driver's licenses. And you tell me that you trust a 76-year-old man with your life, with his hand on the button, but you probably don't trust people behind the wheel of a 58 Chevy who are 76 years old, do you?
I have a grandfather who's 76 years old, and I trust him perfectly behind the wheel.
Sure you do.
I do. He's an excellent driver.
Ooh, who would be your choice for president amongst Iacocca, Trump, and Letterman? Letterman. A good choice there. Off we go to, who would be your choice as a dinner guest?
Bush.
Bush, the little guy. Why would you want Bushy over there?
Oh, he wouldn't say much, so just have him over there.
Well, all you'd have to do is ask him about the Iran-Contra affair, and then for sure he would shut up.
That's true.
Who would you, what would you prefer to watch on the tube? Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, a Geraldo Rivera special, or WWF Wrestling?
Geraldo.
Geraldo. Why do you want to watch Geraldo?
Well, he brings out issues like you do on the radio.
Ah, come on, man. I ain't never had no lesbian priests on my show.
Well, he brings out other issues that you don't bring out.
Who would you prefer to have as a business partner?
Teddy.
Teddy Turner, I assume.
Yes.
Okay. Do you want to get involved in the positive, negative stuff?
Sure.
Joe Redner.
Negative.
Sandy Freeman.
Negative.
Jack Harris.
Positive.
W.C. Fields.
Positive.
Bud McFarlane.
Positive.
General Motors.
Negative.
International Business Machines.
Not that great.
7-Eleven.
Positive.
Ford.
Positive.
Pinellas County.
Positive.
You appear to me to be, someone under the age of 90. Did you understand the question? Pinellas County, positive, negative. Pinellas County.
Positive.
Positive.
It's not that bad. Just got to look for fun.
Do you by any chance have a pickup truck with a gun rack in the back of it?
No.
Do you maybe have one of those, like a Bronco with the great big tires?
No.
A motorcycle?
No.
Pinellas County positive. Are you pulling my leg or something?
No.
Did Shanks put you up to this?
No.
No. Rocky.
Negative.
Carolyn.
Positive.
Valrico Cookie.
Negative.
Formerly known as Valrico Bob, but from now on it's Valrico Cookie. Lionel.
Negative.
Tom from Lutz.
Negative.
Personal preference aside, the Democratic presidential candidate will be...
For Democrats?
Yep, that's...
Dukakis.
And has the Mad Dog mellowed?
Definitely, yes.
You're crazy.
Well, you aren't your normal self. You just went down. You used to be more affirmative with your voice. You hang up on people, call them jerks,
Let us go to Keith in Tierra Verde. Hi, Keith. You're on the air at WFLA.
Afternoon, Bob.
Afternoon, Keith. Anything I can do for you, my friend?
Yeah, answer some of those silly, stupid questions.
Okay. Any in particular you had in mind, or, do you want to go for all of them?
Oh,
or,
yeah, just
want me to make some up as I'm going along? Okay. First question. Who best exemplifies the American spirit?
Richard Shanks.
Richard Shanks, who is now even with Kevin Kennelly. Let me write that one in here. Who best exemplifies the American politician?
Definitely Mr. Spineless, Bob Martinez.
Bobby, Governor Bobby. Who best exemplifies the American dream girl?
Moolah.
Ooh, moolah, indeed. Who best exemplifies the American clergyman?
I'd have to go with Jimmy since he's in the news.
Jimbo Swaggart. Who best exemplifies the American male?
Kevin Kennelly.
Kevin Kennelly gets a
I ain't met
second
this guy,
vote.
but he's got to be it.
Oh, he's going to be hot this year. Who do you trust the most with your life? Mikey, Ron, or Kevin Kennelly?
Mr. Smith and Wesson.
You mean Ron?
I reckon.
Oh, okay. You reckon Reagan. Who would be America's choice for president amongst Iacocca, Trump, and Letterman?
I have to go with David.
Another vote for David. Who would be your choice as a dinner guest? We have Fidel, Queen Elizabeth, and the little guy, George Bush.
I'd like to have Fidel over. I'd like to see if I could talk him into running for office down in Miami and maybe run that bunch back somewhere else.
Which would you prefer to watch on the tube? Lifestyles, Geraldo, or wrestling?
The Hulkster.
Okay, wrestling. Who would you prefer to have as a business partner? Turner, Culverhouse, or Boski?
Ted Turner.
Or Shanks.
No, I've got enough trouble in my business. I don't need Shanks for a partner.
The positive, negative. Redner.
Necessary evil positive.
Mayor Sandy.
Positive from what I know of her.
Tackless Harris.
Jive.
William Claude Duncanfield.
He's a good friend of Kevin Kennelly's.
No, it's W.C. Fields,
Oh,
William Claude Duncan Field.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Positive.
Bud McFarlane.
Waste. Negative.
General Motors.
Should go in business with the Japs.
IBM.
Good. Positive.
7-Eleven.
No freedom of nothing.
Ford.
They'll do.
Pinellas County.
Positive. And that's only because I make my living off of retirees. Negative.
Valrico Cookie.
I'm going to be on the corner there at 7 o'clock tonight in case the other guy don't finish him off.
Lionel.
I want to hire him to represent me after I finish him off.
Tom from Lutz.
He belongs in Lutz.
Personal preference aside, the Democratic presidential candidate will be...
Kevin Kennelly.
Kevin Kennelly gets a second vote. And last and certainly least, has the Mad Dog mellowed.
I'll get off your phone, you jerk!
I just don't understand sometimes. I just don't understand.
If you're looking...
2:47 the time. Let's go back to the phones. There are a couple of lines open. That's Sarasota. Hi there, Phil. How you doing?
Doing good. How you doing?
Oh, doing fine. Yourself? Oh, you said good already. How are things in Sarasota this afternoon?
Oh, it's bright. It's sunny. I got to work, but that's beside the point. I'm having fun. I was catching your show while I was out driving, so I had to call.
You really want to take these questions, and you really want to put me through this again?
Why not?
You guys are trying to punish me, aren't you?
That's right.
I mean, I thought this would play an hour. You know, this is... Okay, let's see here. Sarasota Phil. Who best exemplifies the American spirit, Phil?
The American spirit. Why not? Kevin Kennelly.
Kevin Kennelly gets another vote. Who best exemplifies the American politician?
I'm going to go for Gary Hart.
Gary Hart hasn't had a vote for hours.
Fire.
Who best exemplifies the American dream girl?
Yvonne Payton. I've never seen her, but
unfortunately, this is one of the ones where I'm going to hold you to my choices of Madonna, Gail Sirens, or the fabulous Moolah.
That way, then I got to be different. Then I guess I'll go for Gail Sirens.
Gail Sirens. I haven't had a vote for Gail for hours. Who best exemplifies the American clergyman?
It's got to go for Jimmy Swaggart there.
Jimbo. Who best exemplifies the American male? Out of Ollie North, Jack Ellery, and Bill Murphy. And, of course, we have allowed Kevin Kennelly into this now, too.
Well, I think I got to go for Jack the Hack.
Jack the Hack
Mr.
takes the lead back again from... Well, he doesn't take the lead from Ollie. He's now again in a tie with Ollie. Who do you trust the most with your life?
Ronnie or Mikey?
Ronnie, Mikey, or neither?
I don't know. I guess Ronnie. Just barely.
Who would be America's choice for president out of Iacocca, Trump, and Letterman?
Letterman, definitely.
Letterman, definitely, of course. Who would be your choice as a dinner guest? Castro, the Queen of England, of course, and the little guy, George Bush.
I got to go for George, the other guy who was right when he said I could get him to do the dishes.
Yeah, I think so, too. Wouldn't, probably just have to look at him sternly. Wouldn't even have to, swat him with your napkin or anything. Which would you prefer to watch on the tube?
Wrestling, definitely.
Wrestling. All right. Who would you prefer to have as a business partner?
Is that limited to the three?
Well, actually, Kevin Kennelly's in there, too. Now I'll let you throw your own in.
Actually, I'd like to have you, Bob.
Have me as a business partner.
If I got problems with the customers, I just stick you on them.
MD. Okay. Do you want to go to the positive, negative stuff?
Yeah.
Okay. Joe Redner.
Negative.
Sandy Freeman.
Negative.
Jack Harris.
Positive.
W.C. Fields.
Negative.
Bud McFarlane.
Negative.
General Motors.
Negative.
IBM.
Positive.
7-Eleven.
Negative.
Ford Motor Company.
Positive.
Pinellas County.
Big fat negative.
Rocky.
Positive.
Carolyn.
Negative.
Valrico Cookie.
Positive.
Lionel.
Positive.
Tom from Lutz.
Negative.
Your personal preference aside, the Democratic presidential candidate will be...
It'll probably be Dukakis.
The Duke, okay. And has Mad Dog Lassiter mellowed?
No way, and I don't understand these people saying that you have. I tell you, if you have, I would hate to have heard you before.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
Be good, Phil.
All right, bye-bye.
Off we go to Christine in Tampa. Hi there, Christine in Tampa.
Hi, how are you, Bob?
I'm doing fine. Yourself?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm a first-time caller.
A first-time caller? Why would you choose today to be a first-time caller, Christine?
Well, your survey doesn't really do a whole lot for me, but if you want me to take it, I will.
I don't care if you take it. I'd just assume you didn't if you want to know the truth.
Okay,
I've
that
been
sounds
asking
good
these
to
damn
me.
questions over and over and over again.
I mean, I could just rattle them off because I've heard them all afternoon, but I won't bother you with that. If that's
No, it's not that it's a bother, Christine. It's just that I certainly would not be offended if you had something else.
Well, I was intrigued by what you said around the 1 o'clock hour with that letter that was
Yes.
written to you,
Uh-huh.
or written to the station manager.
Right.
And I'm hoping that you're not going to leave the Tampa Bay area because, although I don't always agree with what you have to say, I do find your program very intriguing, and I enjoy your program a lot.
Well, there are a number of options available to me, and on Friday I will, I've pretty much made my decision, but on Friday I'll let everybody know what it is.
Well, that's good. Also, there were some other things in the letter that escaped my memory at the moment, but there were some things in there that I was agreeing with your viewpoints. Anyway, I want you to have a good afternoon.
Thank you, Christine.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. 2:53 the time. Couple of lines. St. Petersburg. Hi there, Mike. You're on the air at WFLA.
How are you doing, Bob?
Oh, well, as best as I can under the circumstances, Mike. Everybody says I've mellowed.
Mellowed?
Yeah.
I kind of like to take your survey.
Okay. Who best exemplifies the American spirit, Mike? J.R. Ewing Rambo or Clint Eastwood?
Ewing.
Ewing. Who best exemplifies the American politician? Edwin Meese, Gary Hart, or Governor Bob?
Oh, Bobby Boy.
Bobby Boy, okay. Who best exemplifies the American dream girl? Madonna, Gail Sirens, or the fabulous one, Moolah?
Moolah.
Moolah, indeed. I don't understand what's the matter with these weirdos that pick Sirens and Madonna, but there have only been a handful of them. Who best exemplifies the American clergyman? Jimmy Swaggart, Robert Schuller, or Ernest Angley?
That's a tough one. I guess if that's my only choices, I'd go with Angley.
Angley, okay. Put the stick 'em on your head and go out and preach Angley. Who best exemplifies the American male? Oliver North, Jack Ellery, or Bill Murphy in the morning?
I'll go with Ollie.
Go with Ollie. Ollie. Puts him ahead of Jack Ellery now. Who do you trust the most? You think I'm making that up?
No.
Ollie has 8 votes, Jack Ellery has 7, Bill Murphy has 6, and Kevin Kennelly has 2.
That's interesting.
Who do you trust the most with your life, Ronnie or Mikey or none of the above?
None of the above.
None of the above. Who would be America's choice for president amongst the following? Lee Iacocca, Donald Trump, or David Letterman?
I prefer Letterman.
Prefer Letterman, the only viable candidate this year. Of the following, who would be your choice as a dinner guest? Fidel Castro, the Queen of England, or the little guy, George Bush?
I'd go with Fidel.
Go with Fidel.
Especially if you could bring over 200 or 300 boxes of cigars.
Well, he doesn't smoke anymore. He says smoking's not good for you.
Well, that's fine. He can bring them. I could sell them out there.
Of the following, which would you prefer to watch on the tube? Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, a fabulous Geraldo Rivera special, or WWF Championship Wrestling?
Probably wrestling.
Wrestling. It's a little bit more real than Geraldo's specials, that's for sure.
Well, I write articles for a living, so...
I understand Geraldo is doing a special next week. They're going to open up Hulk Hogan's secret safe. Who would you prefer to have as a business partner? Ted Turner, Hugh Culverhouse, Ivan Boesky, or Kevin Kennelly?
David Fowler.
Well, he's not one of the possibilities, though.
Okay. I guess Culverhouse.
Culverhouse, only the second vote for you.
Well, I know Culverhouse.
Positive, negative, Joe Redner.
Negative.
Sandy. Mayor
Negative.
Sandy. W.C. Fields.
Positive.
Bud McFarland.
Negative.
General Motors.
Negative.
IBM.
Positive.
7-Eleven.
Definitely negative.
The Ford Motor Company.
Probably positive.
The ever-popular Pinellas County.
Yeah, right, negative.
Negative. 4 positives, 5, 10, 15, 17 negatives there. Rocky, the rock and roll Klansman.
Negative.
Carolyn from Newport Richie.
Negative.
Valrico Cookie.
What I've been hearing about him, I guess negative.
Lionel, the Gulfport attorney.
Yeah, I like Lionel.
And Tom from Lutz.
I don't know anything about Tom from Lutz.
That's the way we're going to keep it, too. Personal preference aside, the Democratic presidential candidate will be...
Probably Dukakis.
Probably Dukakis. Funny, I always thought his first name was Michael.
Yes, well, it is, but so is mine, so...
Certainly not last, but
don't want to mix
obviously
metaphors.
least. Has the Mad Dog mellowed?
Mellowed, no. I think you've become more sophisticated in your approach, but not really mellowed.
More sophisticated for the Mad Dog. Well, I thank you, my friend.
Have a good day.
You too.
Bye.
8 minutes after 3 o'clock. How time does fly. Welcome back, fourth and final hour. It is a Wednesday. I know that many of you don't know that. March the 30th, 1988, and that's what I'm here for, to tell you what the date and the day is right here at the top of the hour. Well, not actually at the top of the hour. As far as I'm concerned, it's the top of the hour, but it's actually, better than 10% into the hour, isn't it? But nonetheless, that's what we're here for, again, to point out things like that to you. 2 lines of arrow, and we have no idea what this is all about, but we're going to find out nonetheless. Dale, Dan, and Eric somewhere in Tampa on a conference call. Hi there, Dale, Dan, and Eric.
How you doing, Bob? How you doing, Bob? Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Oh, I tell you, GTE is just like ever. There's miserable echo right in the line there.
One of us is across the puddle. The other one's down in Largo. This is amazing, isn't it?
Oh, my. Well, Dale, Dan, Eric, what can I possibly do for you?
I would just like to chat with you a little bit. Maybe, ask you a few questions. You ask us a few.
Sure. Why do you 3 guys hang around
Okay.
with each other?
Why do we?
Yes.
Dale, would you like to start with that one? Or?
Well, yes, I would, Dan. We hang around together because our arms are sort of like so long, and we just hang around in the same...
Dale, don't beat around the bush.
We hang around the same trees together, all right?
It's getting a little ahead.
Okay, your turn to ask me a question.
Okay, Bob. How about your dream date?
My dream
I'll
date?
give you some choices here.
But I'm a happily married man. Oh, if you're going to give me
this
choices.
Is fantasy land now.
Okay.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Miss Elizabeth.
Miss Elizabeth. Oh.
Mrs. Reagan. Or Mr. Reagan.
Oh, well, there's not much choice there. The big guy, of course.
The big guy?
Of course.
What do you see in him that Mrs. Reagan doesn't have?
Well, I'd like to take him to a drive-in movie and get in the back seat with him.
All right.
Uh-oh.
Take that, yeah.
Bob, you won't believe it. I'm at a payphone here, and there are a line of people here that would love to talk to you.
Oh, I'd believe that you're at the
I haven't got a
payphone.
word in yet.
A whole line of people at the payphone that want to talk to me.
I got the old limo parked out here, and they're all gathered around looking at it.
That sounds like a hill of beans to me.
Okay,
Bob.
next, yes.
This is Dale.
Yes, Dale.
I would like to ask you a question now.
Sure.
If you were given a house,
Mm-hmm.
a home to live in,
Yeah.
would you accept it from Jack Eckerd, Jack Ellery, Jack LaLanne, or Joe Redner?
Eckert, Ellery, LaLanne, or Joe Redner?
Yes.
I don't totally understand the question, but I'll try to answer it anyway. Yes.
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 Good answer.
I'll take a house, a free house from anybody,
Including Joe Redner.
including Joe Redner. I have nothing against Joe.
Especially Joe.
I just don't want him to open up a business in my neighborhood. That's all.
Bob, that one question about you getting mellow, I think you mellowed out quite a bit.
Yes.
Mellowed out quite
Very
a
much.
bit.
We have a little
I
theory.
think we all think.
We have a little theory behind that.
Uh-huh. What's that?
I think that maybe possibly, you had some people scouting you out this week. Or,
No.
You can't, you can't.
No, I've got nobody scouting me out that I'm aware of.
No?
Yeah, a lot of all them from up north.
Now, you can always tell when I have somebody scouting me out. I do absolutely bad, horrible, horrible shows because I just don't work well that
That's
way.
exactly why we think that, though.
These aren't bad, horrible shows, fella.
No, not today, especially.
Bob, if you do leave, I will never talk to you again.
That's true.
Bob,
Yes.
this is Dale from Largo again. I have another question.
Yes, Dale from Largo.
Given just these three choices, who would you vote for president?
Okay.
Bill Cosby, Eddie Murphy, or Richard Pryor?
Bill Cosby, Eddie Murphy. Well, clearly Cosby. Clearly the cause.
Why is that?
The family man, or...
Intellectual?
I believe Cosby to be an extremely intelligent man, and anybody that can see the world the way that Bill Cosby sees it is okay with me.
But he's from Temple, though, Bob.
Well, that's all right. I mean, he
Philadelphia.
didn't have much choice. He had to go to Temple back then.
Philadelphia.
He couldn't possibly have gone to Penn. They didn't give out athletic
Bob
scholarships
Ellery's
then.
from there.
No, he's not. Ellery's from New Jersey.
Oh,
Well, he's actually from New England,
Oh, okay.
but worked most of his time, to the best of my knowledge, in New Brunswick. Great town.
Hey, Bob, positive or negative?
Positive. Who?
Bob Barker.
Bob Barker. I haven't thought about Bob Barker for years. Positive.
Positive?
Sure, I remember Truth or Consequences. I used to watch it as a kid.
Oh, yeah. That's important to me. I'm glad.
Buell the Buzzer.
You see?
You probably don't even remember Buell the Buzzer, do you?
No.
I didn't think so. You sounded too young.
So who is it?
Well, it's not who is it. That was the sound that they would make. See, Truth or Consequences always started out with a question, and the questions were virtually impossible to answer. You had virtually no time whatsoever to answer the question, and so therefore the buzzer would sound, and they would cut most of the time to a chimpanzee sitting on a stool holding a little horn, and that was referred to as Buell the Buzzer.
Oh. Chimpanzee was
Just a little bit of fiction or fact from Uncle Bobby's Almanac.
Yeah, was it like Bedtime with Bonzo? Or...
Something like that.
Yeah.
Bob, you're not mean anymore.
I'm not mean anymore?
No, you're not mean.
Well,
I don't believe you.
maybe I
Letting
saved my
everything go
meanness
on
for
and
off the
on.
air.
You haven't cut anybody off yet.
Sure I have. I cut a couple of guys off in mid-sentence.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, Bob, I have
You're running up our phone bill here quite a bit, huh?
Well, I'm not the one that made the call. Fella, don't blame it on
This
me.
is a breakthrough for WFLA, isn't it?
A breakthrough?
Yeah.
Yes.
Conference call?
Well, a conference call
wait,
coming in, yes, that would be,
I remember
suppose,
when
a
Golly G. Paul used
first.
to do this stuff.
When who did it?
Golly G. Paul Gonzalez.
Well, no, he didn't have multiple people call in. He would have people individually call in and then would
He'd
put
make
them
it a
together
multiple.
going out.
He'd make it a multiple.
Well, I can do the same thing. You know, it's no
Somebody else
big
on with
deal.
us.
Well, okay, Sam in Tampa. Sam, you want to talk with Dale, Dan, and Eric?
Not really, no.
Well, I couldn't blame you.
Pretty benign.
Don't blame you, Sam. I'm just going to hang up on them. I'll just talk to you.
Hey, Bob.
Yes, Sam.
I've been on this phone line for a great deal of time.
43 minutes.
Possibly. Frankly, because I'm feeling, well, quite frisky today. Who the hell is Moolah?
You don't know who the Fabulous Moolah is?
I don't know, and I'd like to.
The Fabulous Moolah is a woman wrestler who probably is approaching 60. She is one of the ugliest, meanest, nastiest people that you could possibly begin to imagine.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, she has massive legs with varicose veins in her thighs.
Ooh.
She's, just a mean, mean, mean woman. She runs a wrestling school, I believe, in North Carolina.
You know, I spent a great deal of money going out to bars and dinners and theaters looking for a woman like that. No luck so far.
Well, I spent a great deal of money in my single days going out to bars and dinners and theaters and finding women like that.
Well, I tell you what, I know a beautiful 5'10" blonde, 24 years old, single. I'd switch in a flash.
Most men would. Most men really would prefer the Fabulous Moolah.
Well, if I could talk to your producer, you know, and we could exchange numbers, addresses.
Well, I don't have her number, unfortunately.
Well,
Wish I did. I'd dump Mary in a minute for the Fabulous Moolah.
well, like I said, I'm feeling pretty frisky. I'd be willing to make any kind of deal.
Get in touch with Gordon Soley. I think he has her number.
Gordon Soley.
Yeah, Gordon Soley. Actually, Gordon even knows her. I've never met her.
Biblically, or
Well, I doubt that very much.
not so much luck, huh?
You know,
Well, Oh,
Probably
wow.
old
My
enough
bad luck, huh?
Gordon's mother. Well, just keep your eye on the wrestling shows. She shows up from time to time.
Yeah. I've been looking at mud wrestling lately, but it's not quite... She's pretty amateurish.
No, the fabulous Moolah does not wrestle in the mud. She's right there in the main, what do they call it, circle in the square?
Yeah, the real thing, huh?
The real thing. Beat the hell out of Hogan one night. Whoa!
I'm not going to sleep tonight.
I think she could probably even give Andre the Giant a run for his money.
Ooh. All right, thanks a lot, Bob.
Anytime, Sam.
Yeah, man.
Take care. Let's go to Lou in Largo. Hi there, Lou in Largo. You're on the air at WFLA.
Hi, how you doing?
Fine, thank you, Lou.
Gee, you've had a strange afternoon.
Well, I've had many strange afternoons in my life, Lou, and I'd like to keep it that way, too.
Well, yes, the strangeness can be entertaining, but unfortunately, I think that after about the umpteenth million repetition of that damn survey, I think that we've had it to the eyes.
Well, there are only two good questions there anyway. That was the whole reason to do it. Well, there was one reason to do it. The man who best exemplifies the American male. That's the one I liked.
J.R.
No. That was Ollie North, Jack Ellery, or Bill Murphy. That was the whole reason for doing who best exemplifies the American male.
No, I still think it's J.R. because America is the most ligatory. I don't think I said that correctly.
Well, no, that was
ligatory nation on Earth.
That was a different question. That was Phil. That was question number one. Who best exemplifies the American spirit? J.R. was one of the possibilities there. But
Americans just basically don't play by the rules.
The whole purpose of the survey was for question number 5.
Mm-hmm.
So I usually hide the real question that I want to deal with. I hide it in there. I don't lead off with it, which makes it more fun for me. Because that's the whole purpose of coming in here. It's fun for me.
Of course. If you don't enjoy what you're doing for a living, what the hell are you doing it?
You better believe it.
I'm sitting here in front of my word processor. I write things.
You're a professional writer?
Well, my blushes. Afraid so.
It's tough work.
If you can get it.
Well, yeah, it's tough to get, too.
Not really. It's tough to sell. Easy to get. You sit down and, cut open a vein and bleed a little.
No, I don't know. I've only done it once. I wrote a 2,500-word, twice-a-month newsletter. And as the deadline would get near, oh, God, the fear, the pain, the trembling,
but you're going about it the wrong way. The way to do it is to sit down when you got a well-loaded spleen. And you vent the spleen directly into the word processor. And you bury it.
Well...
And a while later, when you've calmed down, you take it out and you look it over, and if it still looks like it has any value to it whatsoever, you polish it a little bit and you bury it again.
Well, it used to take me, at first it took me roughly 20 hours to write those 2,500 words, and towards the end, I got it down to about 10 hours. That's a lot of time.
It can be like that. When the juice don't come, it is literally like cutting open a vein. You really have to squeeze it.
Well, I must say so myself. They were all very, very well written. I have all of them, and I occasionally...
I'm sure they were. You seem to be an eloquent gentle. Geez, Bob, there was a few things said in the earlier part of the program I wanted to respond to a little bit.
Okay.
I don't think you've become any more or less nasty. I don't think that you've become mellow or less mellow. But I think you've burned out a little. You would like me to elucidate?
Sure.
Sure. You used to go on a subject, a theme, and you'd research it, and you'd give it the treatment, and you'd debate it and carry on and exhort people to great deeds. And get on the air with people that criticized it, and you'd really thrash it out. The thing with the minimum wage, for example.
Mm-hmm.
And while you're still as nasty as you've ever been able to be, and all the other shtick that you like to do, I don't see as much of the genuine golden quality there anymore. Of course, I understand that if you get enough people bumping you in the face all the time that really don't give a damn or even understand, it's tough on the heart. It's not as easy to be a talk show host as some people think.
No, it isn't. It's not easy being Mad Dog. A lot of people think it is.
No. Actually, you're very good at what you do, but unfortunately, I think you're suffering a little bit from what can only be described in the military terms,
situation. It's also a cyclical burnout situation with a population in general. And these are very cyclical things. There's another factor, too. How do I phrase this? I know what I want to say, but I'm not quite sure how to
spit it out.
say
I'll see
it.
if I can figure it out.
When I came into this market, I was quite different than anything that had ever been here before, and now people are used to me. So it's not quite as outrageous. It's not that I've mellowed. I haven't mellowed at all. It's just that people are more used to it. That's all.
To some extent, but I think there was a general here before that was rather similar to you, and he's dead now. Are you familiar with a fellow that used to be on the radio, I think, on your station, by the name of Richard Cloud?
No, I've never heard of him.
Oh, well, he was shot to death on his own doorstep. Apparently he was investigating something, and some people were very upset about this, and so they had him offed.
Oh, marvelous.
Yes.
Oh, great.
The history of talk radio in this area has had a rather strange tale to tell there.
This is one of the most bizarre talk markets I can begin to imagine. This is a tough talk market.
Why?
Why? Because there aren't any local issues.
Well, there are almost no local people. Everyone here came from somewhere else.
Exactly.
It's a potpourri.
And even those people who have been here for a while are isolated in their own particular little community. There's no great interest in what's going on in Clearwater, except for the people that live there. Well, except for some of the people that live there. There's no great interest in any of the communities. There are too many communities here, all functioning as one major metropolitan area, but refusing to admit to it.
I seem to recall, I know a city that has, at least in the past, had quite a history of being exactly like that, and that's New York City, although there were big-ticket items that drew people from all over the place in the city. A lot of people were content to live out most of their lives in their little neighborhood, in their little...
Yeah, but still...
Little Italy, or down in Hell's Kitchen, or wherever.
But in New York, there are all these great, colorful characters. I mean, you know who the mayor of New York is now. Everybody does. Probably more people listening to me now know who the mayor of New York is than know who the mayor of Tampa is.
Well...
Even people who have never been to New York.
The point is that's all well and good. But the entire nation, when I was a kid, knew about Mayor Lindsay. I mean, who didn't hear in Chicago? Who didn't hear of Mayor Daley?
Right. Well, there aren't any great, colorful characters here. So that's another thing that makes it more difficult to do talk radio, especially if you want to talk about so-called local things. Would you like to do a show
with some genuine characters?
With some what do you mean? In studio or your character callers?
Either way.
I get tired of the character callers. I get bored with them.
Well, I mean, you could do the interview by phone, probably be cheaper that way. But I am, purely for grins and giggles, I am a high overman of the Church of Bob.
The Church of Bob.
Also known as the Church of the Subgenius.
Uh-huh.
The subgenius must have slack. What is the method? Time control.
You know, it's funny you should mention that. A couple of weeks ago, I was working. My producer used to be Teddy Carreras. And somebody said something to me, and I said, hey, would you give me some flack? And the next day, damned if I didn't get a new producer.
Well, you see, Bob heard you. Now, I can get you some documentation and some information on the Church of Bob. These guys are either truly inspired or howling insane, possibly both.
Mm-hmm.
These people are so bizarre. It passes human ability to explain this to you over the phone. I have got to get you some of the sacred artwork and get you some reading stuff.
Well, send it to me, okay?
All right, I'll do that.
All right, thank you, Lou.
You have a good one.
You too.
Thank you, baby.
Angelo at a payphone. Hi, Angelo. You're on the air, WFLA.
Good afternoon, Bob.
Afternoon, Angelo.
I don't know. Are you a glutton for punishment?
Am I a glutton for punishment? What do you think?
Well, I know I am. I don't know why I hung on so long.
Oh, Angelo, you're kidding me.
I'm a real glutton. How about one more survey, Bob?
Oh, Angelo. I should have ripped these up during the 3 o'clock newscast.
I know, but
Who best exemplifies the American spirit?
Alfred E. Newman.
Alfred E. Newman. I think you're right on the money there. Who best exemplifies the American politician?
Alfred E. Newman.
Alfred E. Newman. Okay. Who best exemplifies the American dream girl?
Oh, it's got to be Madonna.
Madonna.
Yeah.
Still have that picture taped up on the bathroom wall, don't you?
I certainly do.
Oh.
It's great.
I went out and I bought that issue of, I bought the issue of Penthouse, I guess it was. And I ended up trading it to my ex-wife for an issue of Reader's Digest, and that's a true story, too.
Hey, now that would be an even trade.
Well, it's a true story. Who best exemplifies the American clergyman?
Oh, I think Jimbo the Bimbo.
Jimbo Baker. Boy, I tell you, gotta almost never think of him anymore. Who best exemplifies the American male?
Alfred E. Newman.
No, this one I'm going to hold you to the line on.
You're going to hold me to the line on
Ollie
that?
North, Jack Ellery, or Bill Murphy?
I think I got to go with Jack the Knife.
Jack the Knife. Okay. Who do you trust the most with your life?
Oh, Mikhail, of course.
Mikey.
Yeah.
Who would America choose for president if they could?
Oh, it has to be David Letterman.
David Letterman, running away in a landslide. Of the following, forget the following. Who would be your choice as a dinner guest?
Fidel.
Fidel.
Yeah. Maybe he'd bring his own live chickens for dinner or something.
Well, I wouldn't. It'll make a mess out of the house, man. You got carpeting?
Yeah.
You don't want to get involved. Have you ever tried to get chicken feathers out of the carpet?
Be awfully hard to clean.
Sure would.
Yeah.
Who would? What would you prefer to watch on television out of those crazy shows that I mentioned?
Who's buried in Grant's tomb? Rivera.
Yes, I understand.
I don't know why.
A week after next, Gerardo is opening up Grant's tomb to see who's really buried there. Who would you prefer to have as a business partner?
Ivan the Terrible.
Ivan Boesky, all right.
Yeah.
You don't want to go through the positive, negative.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
Joe Redner.
Definitely positive.
Sandy Freeman.
Negative.
Jack Harris.
By a nose, positive.
W.C. Fields.
The poor guy throwing a vat of molten cheese. Definitely positive.
Bud McFarland.
Negative.
General Motors.
Positive.
IBM.
Negative.
7-Eleven.
Negative.
Ford Motor Company.
Negative.
Pinellas County.
Definitely negative.
Rocky.
Negative.
Carolyn.
Negative.
Valrico Cookie.
Negative.
Lionel.
Definitely positive.
Tom from Lutz.
I don't know Tom from Lutz.
Democratic presidential candidate will be
Mario Cuomo.
Cuomo. And has the Mad Dog mellowed?
No, I think you're just more cynical, Bob.
Thank you, sir.
Bob, have a good one.
You too, Angela.
But you got a great chair. Good afternoon with WFLA's Bob Lassiter.
How come the meteorologist never shows up at any of the parties?
Well, I think they're too busy out, watching the weather.
Likely story. Thank you, Yvonne.
Right.
Well, I understand he was at the Christmas party the year before last.
Well, they liked those people
better. Had a chair with a telephone on it.
Right.
Thank you again, Yvonne. 3:32 the time. Off we go to Brandon and say, hello there, Tim. You're on the air at WFLA. Of course, Tim isn't there to say hello back. Tim is a very rude man. Tim just likes to call up talk shows and sit there on hold for 18, 19 minutes. And he has this remarkable facility to hang up just seconds before we answer the phone. But Tim probably leads his entire life that way. But what can I say? Charlie in Tampa. Hi there, Charlie. You're on the air at WFLA.
Hey, Bob.
Hi, Charlie.
Charlie in
Tampa,
yeah.
Right.
I got a poll for you, Bob.
You have a poll for me.
Yeah.
Okay, Charlie.
Okay, who would you rather be stranded on a desert island with? Henny Youngman, Steve Martin, or Delmer from Dover?
Henny Youngman.
Okay. Who best exemplifies the American Dream Girl? Olive Oil, Molly Ringwald, or Sweet Polly?
Who's Sweet Polly?
Underdogs.
Oh, probably Sweet Polly.
Okay. Who best exemplifies American male? Tom Bodett, Gilligan, or Wink Martindale?
Whoa, that's almost as good as my choice, or my selection there, rather. Tom Bodett.
Okay. Who would you most like to have as a dinner guest? John Eastman, Richard Shanks, or Harlow?
Well, let's see. I'm
going to pass that one, Bob?
Well, no. Here, let me answer this now. Come on now. Give me a chance
okay.
here. I've got some fair material coming. Let's see. Don't think I can bridge the gap with Eastman. And talking with Shanks isn't that healthy. And so I guess it would be Harlow.
But then you'd have a headache, though.
Well, no, I just wouldn't go home that night.
What would you rather watch on TV, Bob? Family Affair, Q-Zoo, or the Bugs Bunny Roadrunner show?
Does it make any difference if I can, get drunk first?
I
do I have to watch these things sober, or could I get tanked up and then make my choice?
I would like to watch the Q-Zoo with Harlow.
You mean with Harlow on the Q-Zoo, or with Harlow with me watching it?
With you watching the Q-Zoo.
That might be the only way I could possibly tolerate it.
And he'd comment on everything.
Oh, that would be great.
Okay, positive or negative, Bob?
Positive or negative?
Hostess Twinkies.
Negative.
Brutus the Barber Beefcake.
Negative.
Northwest Orient.
Negative. I mean the airline, I assume.
Yes.
Yes, okay.
With the no smoking.
Right, negative.
How about cheesecake with extra whipped cream?
Neutral.
Okay.
If I could scrape the whipped cream off, it would be positive.
Okay, how about 4 snowbirds in a Rambler with Ohio plates looking for a Wags in rush hour?
Positive.
Okay, here's the bonus question now, Bob.
Yeah.
Okay, if you're having dinner with the Queen...
Uh-huh.
And you got a sudden gas attack...
Yeah.
Would you, A, let it quietly out and hope nobody notices?
Mm-hmm.
B, pretend like it was the vinyl on the chair?
Yeah.
Or C, hope there's a nearby dog to blame it on and let it rip?
Well, no, I think I would go with D. I would...
On how to remove chicken feathers from carpeting.
He did.
Yeah, I was surprised that you...
He's quite a versatile talk show host.
Oh, informative.
Very informative. I've learned things listening to Tim's show that I never knew before.
There are things that you didn't know you needed to know.
Well, I tell you, and there were things that I thought I knew that after listening to Tim, I found out that I must have been wrong about.
Okay.
The only man that makes more predictions than the psychic for the National Enquirer.
Gene Dixon. Okay, you were talking about the one who typifies the American male?
Oh, yes, yes.
Oh, it'd have to be Jack Ellery. I pictured Jack Ellery in a Guy Baiera shirt, hay-band slacks, and clip-down sunglasses. Now, am I on target or what?
Very close.
Okay.
Very, very close. That would actually put Jack in the lead. Ollie North has 8 votes.
Okay.
Jack Ellery has 9. Bill Murphy has 7. And Kevin Kennelly has 2.
Well, that was my intent, to push Jack to
Well, you have done it. You have put Jack on top as the man who best exemplifies the American male.
Well, great. Good. I can sleep tonight.
We'll send Jack a telegram and tell him that.
Now, I've also heard that Cookie has donated land up there in Valrico to the Reagan administration to mothball battleships.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, well, Cookie's quite a guy.
No, this is a confidential source, of course, but they will be moving several battleships to the area, and so we can count on Valrico Bob being on top of them waves.
You sure you're not talking about 59 Buicks?
No, they're battleships.
Well, I know 59 Buicks are battleships.
No, I think the kind of float, they're going to dry dock them up there in Bob's backyard.
Son of a gun, that'll make him proud.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's quite a guy. Valrico Cookie.
Mm-hmm. What does I hear about your weaving, Bob? You're going to tell everybody, what, a rug or something, or?
My weaving? Yes, I'm going to come clean about my weaving on Friday.
Oh. Okay.
I've been a weaver from way back when. I've tried to keep it secret, but it's about to break in the papers.
Oh, okay.
And I thought I would steal the thunder. There's going to be a large feature article on Sunday in the Tappa Tribune.
Bob
I'm trying to steal the thunder. Yes.
Lassiter weaving.
Lassiter weaves.
Okay. All right, well, I'll stay tuned then.
Okay, Jay.
See ya.
Take care there. 990 Richard is somewhere around USF. Hi there, Richard.
Hello, Robert.
Hi there.
Sounded like an afternoon schmooze, so
Where do you go on, on spring break when you go to school in USF? Do you even get spring break? Do you care about spring break?
I'm at USF, but I'm not a student. I just like to use
Well, I know most people at the USF fall into that category, but
USF here, the whole area, yeah, I guess I could say that in its attendant industries, the restaurants, the boutiques, the salons, everything that caters to the people, the lifeblood drains out of this area, and things get really laid back and quiet at night, almost stoic, just very...
Stoic?
Yeah, I mean, everybody kind of goes into a depression phase. They don't move much, they don't talk much, they just sort of sit around and watch
Well, it's good to know that our college students are still smoking the weed.
Yeah, I was out there just, I think, a week ago visiting a friend, and one of the dormitories, and they had a Friday night party anticipating the spring break, and they trashed the whole dorm.
Oh, great. Love to hear stories like that.
Yeah, they punched holes in all the doors, and there were beer bottles up in every single can all the way up to the ceiling. You could scarcely walk through the place.
Boola, 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 bool. Oh, it makes me long for my good old college days.
Mm-hmm, that's what it was like. But
never had any good old college days, but I'd long for them if I did.
Actually, I wanted to make a comment about some earlier guests on your show.
It
was that...
Sure, talk behind their backs now that they're gone, Richard. Go ahead, see if I care.
It was that conference call, those 3 people that called you up from the phone booth.
Ah, yes.
I loved them. I thought that your discussion with them was open, it was cordial, and it was entertaining as well. I think you should feature them regularly, or at least encourage them to come on.
Well, that's why I do the show and you don't.
Oh.
Once in a lifetime call.
Once in a lifetime. I really think I know what made it work, at least for me. It seems that most people, when they get on the air with you, it's okay. I
think I know what made it work. You probably went around the dorm after the party on Friday and picked up all the roaches, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I thought so.
You're almost reading my mind. I feel at such a disadvantage.
Reading your mind is the smoke coming right through the microphone.
But I think that's probably what it did for me was like when you get on the air with most of your callers, it's like, you're pretty well read and a guy and you're informed about your topic before you even go on. So you get them all stirred up and then they get on the air, ooh, I'm going to show him, and then they blurt out whatever it is they got to say. And they don't even think about backing up, and then you tell them to, refute it, or, you say, well, please back it up, or you try to establish a dialogue with them, and the thing is, though, they're already spent. And they can't do it, and then they just yammer and he and haw, and the next thing you know, they end up click. They can't handle it. But with these guys, I was thinking, well, maybe if one of them did freeze up, another one could always engage you. So I'm saying is they could switch off, on and off with you, and that way they could keep
They sounded to me like switch hitters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So the thing is, though, I think in that regard, it made it a...
Just got that one, eh, Flack?
So that's what did it for me. So like I said, I'm really saddened to see that that's a one-shot deal. But excuse me, the UPS guy's driving up.
The UPS guy is I'm going to lose out to United Parcel Service.
Yeah, he looks like he wants a signature and he wants to look at some forms.
Are you having stuff sent up from Mexico now? Through UPS?
No, actually, I think I ordered some space heaters, but they're a little bit late for the season.
Some space heaters, I see. In April, which it virtually is, you're buying space heaters.
Well, when I ordered it, it was a little bit
Are you the dean over there at USF?
Excuse me?
Are you the dean at USF, or maybe the president or something?
No, I actually run...
Sounds to me like you have all the qualifications.
No, I run one of the delivery services that caters to their appetite.
You run a delivery service, and yet you use UPS for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
I see. Okay, Richard.
Okay, well, hey, it's been great. I'll talk to you later.
Be good, my man.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye. Carolyn, hi. You're on the air at WFLA.
Hi, Bob. How you doing?
Fine, thank you.
How's marriage?
Marriage is fine.
How's your diet?
My diet is not fine.
What happened to that pineapple diet? I remember a few years ago you talked about it, and I was real interested.
Oh, you're talking about the Beverly Hills diet, Judy Mazel's diet. And it wasn't a pineapple diet. It's that you just ate different foods.
That's right.
Well, no, pineapple was part of it, as was watermelon. It's just that you ate all the same food each day. So there was a pineapple day, and there was a watermelon day, and there was a grape day. And there was a pasta day, and then there was a red meat day.
How about a bread day?
Well, you could have theoretically had bread on the pasta day. That was a carbohydrate day.
Right.
So, you could have had potatoes or pasta or whatever.
So what happened to it? You quit?
It's not so much that I've quit. No, I'm still watching. I'm not gaining any weight to the best of my knowledge. It's just that I've had many, many social engagements of late, and then some excuse social engagements, and consequently, I have not been losing any.
Hey, the reason I called you, I was listening.
I know why you called me. You called me to embarrass me that I'm not keeping up my diet.
I didn't want to talk about all of the
humiliated.
And the things of the day that you brought out and the fantasies and all that. One of the things that's real serious on my mind, and you haven't brought it up in your survey, do you see any relationships between two people that you didn't mention, and you should have on your survey in one question? Noriega in Panama and Meese in the United States, and they're both sitting tight.
No, I think it's quite a different story between the two. One's a military dictator. The other is just a scoundrel with friends in high places who has no real power.
You see, no association. We're trying to kick him out, and then other people are trying to kick out Meese, and he's just not going to move.
No, I see no association at all.
Really?
Meese has no great power. He's just a scoundrel with friends in high places.
He's not general. He
has no power. He has no army.
Well, I'm sure of that. I mean, there is some difference, but the main thing is the people want him out, or someone wants him out, and he's still in and refuses to budge, and the same thing with the other guy. He's probably taking...
Most of the American people could not tell you the name of the Attorney General.
Well, he's in the headlines almost every day this week. Not headlines.
Most of the people, well, not most, but not far from most, but there's a very healthy percentage of people in this country that couldn't tell you the name of the president.
Well, I overheard my parents say, yes, they want him to go out. How about this other guy? He won't move either. They must be getting lessons from each other. You know, I mean, they're meeting with disapproval one way or another, whether it's time to step back and check it all out and then come back in. But he won't move. Why should Noriega do it? As bad as he is.
Totally different stories.
Really?
Completely different, yes.
Okay. I'm glad to get your opinion on that.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Take care. Bob in Pinellas Park. Hi there, Bob in Pinellas Park.
Bob?
Yes.
How you doing?
Fine. Yourself?
Not too bad.
Okay.
I'm going to take your survey.
You want to take... Oh, come on. You're not going to put me through that again.
One more time before you leave.
Oh, man. Oh, people are cruel. Let's see. Who? No, it's not a question. Now they're not even in order now. I'm not going to put them back in order, for God's sake. All right.
I had to call it earlier, but...
what the hell I'm up against, Marin. Who best exemplifies the American spirit? J.R. Ewing, Rambo, or Clint Eastwood? Like you really think we care what your choice is? Jeez. Who best exemplifies the American politician? Edwin Meese, Gary Hart, or Bob Martinez?
Gary Hart.
Gary Hart gets a fourth vote. Who best exemplifies the American dream girl? Madonna, Gail Sierens, or the fabulous Moolah?
Gail.
Gail?
Uh-huh.
Oh, you're sick, man. Moolah. Who best exemplifies the American clergyman? Jimmy Swaggart, Robert Schuller, or Ernest Angley?
Ernest Angley.
Ernie Baby, okay. Who best exemplifies the American male? Oliver North, Jack Ellery, or Bill Murphy?
Bill Murphy, definitely.
Bill Murphy pulls up into a tie again with Ollie North, but Jack Ellery is still out in front by one vote. Who do you trust the most with your life? Ronnie Reagan, Mikey Gorbachev, or neither?
Neither.
Neither it is. Excuse me. Of the following, who would be America's choice for president between Lee Iacocca, Donald Trump, and David Letterman?
David Letterman.
David Letterman wins that race hands down. David for prez. Of the following, who would be your choice as a dinner guest? Fidel Castro, Queen Elizabeth, or the little guy, George Bush?
The Queen Elizabeth.
You want Queen Elizabeth as your dinner guest?
Uh-huh. I may not have the proper food, but...
Well, I understand the Queen eats almost anything. She's a very polite woman.
Okay.
Of the following, which would you prefer to watch on TV? Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous, a Geraldo Rivera special, or WWF Championship Wrestling?
Geraldo Rivera.
Geraldo. Who would you prefer to have as a business partner? Ted Turner, Hugh Culverhouse, or Ivan Boesky?
Ivan.
Ivan. It really says a lot here. 1, 2, 3.5 times more people chose Ivan Boesky than Hugh Culverhouse. Positive or negative on the following? Joe Redner.
Positive or negative on what?
On these following people: Joe Redner,
Negative.
Sandy Friedman,
Definitely negative.
Jack Harris,
Positive.
W.C. Fields,
Positive.
Bud McFarland.
I'm not familiar with them.
Again, positive or negative on General Motors,
Negative.
7-Eleven,
Negative.
Ford Motor Company,
Definitely positive.
and Pinellas County.
Positive. Definitely.
Rocky, positive or negative?
Negative.
Carolyn,
Positive.
Valrico Cookie,
Negative.
Lionel,
Negative.
and last and certainly least, Tom from Lutz.
Negative.
Thank you, my friend. See you guys tomorrow at noon. Behave yourselves now, would you?